Now your certified most accurate four-zone weather with Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan.
All right, it's Friday. We made it. Hey, it feels like it's summer outside, and everybody says summer-like temperatures, but technically...
Well, so in Texas, everything's technically, right?
Yeah.
So summer arrives 2 months, it was 2 months ago in Texas. But we're still in spring.
Technically.
Our newscast at 10 o'clock, News 4 at 10 o'clock is the first newscast of summer.
This just in. Okay, he was just filling me in on that.
That's the summer solstice here.
Right.
So a little explainer on it. We're going to start off with a little astronomy. Of course, we have the equinoxes, which is equal day, equal night, and then you have the solstices. Well, with the Earth, of course, orbiting the sun, working its way around the sun in the course of the year, tilted 23.5 degrees on its axis to the orbital plane. What we find is that the direct rays of the sun on the summer solstice are right over the Tropic of Cancer. The furthest north latitude, we will see the sun's rays here. That happens at 9:42 officially this year. What that means is, of course, as it's at 23.5 degrees north latitude, we get the most amount of daylight we will see all year. I mean, we're talking seconds here, but today we get 14 hours, 1 minute, and 54 seconds of daylight. Tomorrow we lose 1 second, and then we work our way all the way down to the winter solstice, which is December 21st, and you can see our amount of daylight is down to 10 hours, 15 minutes, and 34 seconds. It's not a real big impact here in Texas, but if you have friends or family, or if you have lived up north, you can see the amount of daylight they are seeing all the way up to the Canadian border, where it's over 16 hours of daylight. You get up to Alaska, my sister's up here at the Air Force in Anchorage, over 19 hours of daylight, and then you get the Arctic Circle where the sun does not set. So, the summer solstice. Enjoy it. It's at 9:42 this evening. All right, here we go. Earlier this morning, we had a few of those little sprinkles and showers in the area to get the day started. Now we're just left with a drop or two in our eastern zone. There's just not much out there now with the sea breeze coming inland. Very unimpressive. We'll keep an eye on this batch here towards Dimmitt, Southern Maverick, or LaSalle County to see if it's able to make a run in about 2.5 hours. So this morning, we had a couple jackpots, if you want to call it that. This little zone here in western Bexar County, where is generally speaking a 1/4 inch or less of rain. There in Schertz, we had a couple of drops, and then out in Medina County was a drop. The river levels, as we go into the weekend, they're continuing to drop off, still in the normal range in Spring Branch. You can see New Braunfels and the Comal River with the Guadalupe, they're both below normal now, but the river con level is at a 2, so you're tubing this weekend, you're in pretty good shape. Raul B. Rodriguez Law, Weather Cam View. You see the scattering of those cumulus clouds. The temperatures, low to mid-90s, hit a high today of 93. This is typically hot weather. We'll do this again tomorrow. That slight rain chance in the morning, midday, 20% chance late day, 93. And you'll see this here as we roll through the day. We get a couple of these little hit or miss weather lottery showers or a thunderstorm afternoon into the evening. And then on Sunday, again, a slight rain chance here through the day. Not much. So rainfall through tomorrow, and then on Sunday, that's the total weekend rainfall based on what you just saw. And it's not a terribly impressive amount of rain. Next weather maker, well, that high moves east. That's their heat wave. Instead, what we'll see on the southern side of that ridge is perhaps a little weakness, a little trough come up middle of next week. That could bring us a scattering of a few showers and thunderstorms, a 30% chance. So it's really nothing higher than a 10-20% chance. And then we have these string of 30% chance rain days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's a little higher in our eastern zone. Now out west, you see the rain chance holds at about 10-20% all 7 days. The hill country, 88 to 91 over your weekend. There you see next week, a 30% rain chance. And in our eastern zone, you'll have the highest rain chance next week at 40%.